Hey, what's going on? This is Sue Peters, and you are listening to the Mompreneur Lifestyle Secrets Podcast. Here's the big question. As women, how can we have it all? Stay at home with our babies, bring in an income that lets us live a life full of passion and purpose, and maintain our health and self-identity along the way? This podcast is going to help give you that answer.
Good morning, all. Happy Monday, first Monday of 2020. And it has been longer than I wanted it to be before I recorded a new podcast for you guys. And as you might tell, part of it's because I've been under the weather, and the other part is my son actually had an unexpected surgery, just completely crazy. It was right before Christmas, the week before Christmas. He had his final basketball game, and he was elbowed in the nose really, really hard. And what's crazy is the next morning he developed cold symptoms. He didn't have a whole lot of pain in his nose, a minor ache like right on the side, but that was it. So we didn't think anything of it. And to make it worse, like the day before, his sister was saying that, she was, feeling like she was catching a cold. She had sore throat and all that. So when he started showing cold symptoms, we thought nothing of it, right? So we just kind of, treated it as a cold and, doubled up on vitamin D and, gave him lots of love and care and, used the neti pot when we needed to and things like that. And it actually happened on our anniversary. The whole thing with this basketball game and getting hit in the nose happened on our wedding anniversary. So anyways, it wasn't until the next upcoming Monday, which was like 4 or 5 days later, his nose was really, really swollen out of nowhere. And it was like that evening, and it was literally the Monday before Christmas. So the next day it was Christmas Eve, and then it was Christmas Day. And, we're still thinking cold symptoms at this point. Like, he just has a lot of congestion in there. And, so anyway, we thought, you know what, we'll see if this goes away after Christmas. If it's not gone, if it's not going down, then we're going to call that Thursday morning right away and, get you in. Turns out he had a septal hematoma and was developing this massive blood clot inside his nose, right with his septum. So he basically needed surgery immediately. We felt like horrible parents. Oh my gosh, if you want to talk about feeling like you're the worst parent on earth, this was definitely one of those moments. It was awful. So it was in the afternoon on Thursday. And the doctor at the ENT was actually on the fence on whether or not he should send us to the emergency room to have this surgery done. That's how he basically flat out said, this is as close to a nose emergency as you'll get. We're like, oh my gosh. And what's crazy about a septal hematoma, he said, is that you basically, if you wait too long, you'll develop an infection inside that hematoma, and it will eat away at the cartilage of your nose, and then your nose will sag. So that's why it's such a big emergency. So just heads up, you guys, if you run into a situation where you or one of your kiddos or something get hit in the face really hard like that, don't ignore it and don't assume that it's cold symptoms. Get it looked at fairly quickly if there's any form of swelling on the inside, and just have it looked at, because he even said a good chance he didn't have a cold and it was all just symptoms from the injury. So it was the craziest thing. So immediately, we didn't do the emergency room, but he did get us in immediately the very next morning. First thing in the morning, we had to leave at 5 o'clock in the morning. We were his very first procedure, and he did the surgery and got everything drained, and then he had packing, and poor Cam was just in misery for the longest time. So that was our Christmas. I hope you guys had a really amazing holiday, and that's a big part of why I haven't been on for a while. The other part is, obviously, I don't have much of a pleasant voice at the moment, so I want to apologize to you guys for all the shakiness and the craziness that you're going to hear today. So I apologize for that, but I want to get on here because I want to talk to you guys about something that is really, really changing the game with network marketing, and it's called paid prospecting. And it literally is changing the game with network marketing and being an online entrepreneur. And I want to talk to you guys about this because I've been dabbling in it for a while and trying to, figure out what the best method is and how I can incorporate it with my MLM. And what's really amazing about it is it's a way to basically build a family of following, like a family of people who love you. So obviously when we start in network marketing, we start with our hot market, right? The people who are closest to us. And we do that because those are people who already know, love, and trust us, right? So if we're coming to them when we're saying we have this amazing product, we have this amazing service that we want them to try, they are more likely to trust us because they already know, love, and trust us already. And then we move into our warm market and the people that, we know, but maybe we don't have a strong relationship with. And then beyond that, like what do you do, right? Like that's when you start moving into your cold market. And these are going to be the people that, have no idea who you are. So, the cold spammy tactics of a lot of MLMs and what a lot of uplines, unfortunately teach are reaching out and, spamming people and sending mass messages to people that you don't know. And I don't want to grow my business that way. I don't know about you guys, but that's just not me. That is not how I want to grow my business. Network marketing is in the name, right? So we should be marketing ourselves. We should be, marketing what we have. And I'm not talking about our product or service. I'm not talking about our MLM company. I'm talking about ourselves, what we have to offer, what we bring to the table, what we can showcase, what we can, provide in terms of value. So this idea of paid prospecting is pretty genius because you get to build this family of people who have the opportunity to get incredible value from you. So, this is not just about, a little something here and there and then boom, you're asking for a sale. No, this is about like building a relationship with a large group of people. So it's not a one-on-one thing, it's a one-to-many thing, right? So you get to build this big relationship with, a large group of people at the same time. And you get to showcase and provide, tons and tons and tons of value. And then you can ask for the sale. Then you can ask them for, joining your MLM or joining your product or service to see if that's a helpful solution for them. So it gives you an opportunity to build that relationship, and then you can take it to the next level, show them why, the product or service that you have with your MLM is so amazing. And then also show them about the opportunity if that pertains to it as well. And then you can ask for that sale and ask them to join you. So the idea about paid prospecting though, it's the concept of bringing people in so that you can build those relationships, but also have the opportunity to get paid whether or not they join you with your MLM. So what you're doing is, you're bringing in traffic, and you can do this in so many different ways, but you're bringing in traffic from whatever form you want to, whether it's, Facebook ads, posts that you put up, stories that you're posting, about your day-to-day life, whether it's Pinterest, whether it's, free different, things, whether it's in groups, whatever the case may be. You're doing this, you're putting yourself out there and you're bringing in traffic, right? And then you have a small offer, but a huge offer, all right? And let me explain what I mean by that. What I mean by that is a small offer in terms of cost. So the cost is not very much. It's very, very inexpensive, but it offers a ton of value. So it's small in terms of price, but it's huge in terms of value. So you have, this product that you can either create it yourself, or there's other ways to actually get it as well. There's tons of different ways you can go about this, but basically you're offering a ton of value for a tiny, tiny little price. And it might be like $7, $9, $17, something like that. But it's very, very, very small in cost. And you get to put that out to people. And what that does is, they opt in order to get this item from you that has a ton of value for a very, very small cost. And this then allows you to get paid while you're, building this audience of people that you can serve, right? So, the small payment that you're getting, you can then turn around and use that for paid ads. You can now start creating ads, and your ads are essentially now paid for. So, it's a way of providing a ton of value to people. It's a way to build your audience. It's a way to build relationships and grow that relationship, because you've got to think about it from the standpoint of the consumer. they don't care about what you do. They don't care about what this stuff has done for you, right? Like what your MLM has done for you or what the service has done for you. That's what you get to kind of showcase in terms of what you post and you share in stories and things like that. What they care about is what it can do for them. But if they don't know who you are, they have no idea what you have to offer. They have no idea, what kind of person you are, what kind of value you have, then are they likely to buy from you? No, at least not from the standpoint of like something from an MLM, which is typically a little bit more costly than a $7 item. But if you can bring them in, and the whole idea about using a small cost is someone that's willing to put a little bit of skin in the game, is someone that's more likely to buy again from you later. If you, and you can totally do this with free stuff too. It does not have to be a paid item. You can do this with free stuff too, but let me kind of explain the difference here. If you're offering something free, which is amazing, I have all kinds of free stuff that I offer to people as well. But if you're offering stuff to free people, you're gonna get a lot more people in your audience, right? But if you think about that, you're also going to get a lot of people who just want your free thing. And that's great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's why I have a combination of, different free things that they can get from me as well, so that they can see the value I have to offer, as well as, small cost offers. So things that just have a very, very small cost to them, but offer a ton of value, right? So I have that combination and I do a little bit of both. So in an ideal world over time, you can build that structure where you have both of them together. But the entire idea is, being able to build this audience so that you can, not have to hound your hot and warm market, but yet you get to build relationships with people that you don't know. And I can tell you, it is one of the most incredible ways to find some really amazing friendships. I have built some really incredible friendships through this method of, getting to meet people online. So many people I've never actually met face to face, and they're like best friends. I feel like I've known them forever, right? Because we get to connect on this level of what my personal brand is. And, for those that don't know, my personal brand is hypothyroidism, because that's one of the areas of health issues that I've dealt with. So that is wrapped around my brand. So those are my people, right? Like those, when it comes to, the service and products that my MLM offers, and it comes to the value that I am providing, that is part of where my brand comes in, is in hypothyroidism and diabetes and things like that, because those are health issues that I've dealt with. So I get to, give them the value of what I've learned over the years. And I get to, create meal plans and educational materials and, checklists or, guidance on how to eat and things like that. So I get to provide and create all these different things for them and give them loads and loads and loads of information and value and really showcase who I am and what I have to offer. And then when the time comes, I can then put out there, hey, look, I use these products and services for my MLM. This is why I find them important. This is how they have helped me. If this could help kind of wrap around this complete solution for you too, then great. Here's an offer. If you want to join me, fantastic. If not, hang out. You'll get more free value from me. So it allows you to take that cold market and begin warming them up, begin, turning them into a warm market and then a hot market. So when you're dealing with paid prospecting or a free offer, I want you to kind of see that difference there. If you have your free offer, you're going to get a ton more people, but you're also going to get a ton of people who don't have any interest. So if you have, a small paid offer, and again, it can be anything, and it can be there's so many different ways to do this. But if you have a small paid offer, I would say anything starting at like $7. No more than 27. So like anywhere from like the 7 to 27 mark, like to me, that feels like kind of like the ideal window. But if you have, if you're putting content out there and you're creating traffic and you're bringing in an audience that's willing to pay $7 or $9 for something that has massive value, that builds a stronger relationship, number one. Number two, if you have someone that's willing to pay for that, they have skin in the game, they're more likely to continue forward with you and buy something else from you down the line. And that might be another small offer. It might be something from your MLM. So we're not we're not trying to spam people with this small offer, the 7, the 17, $27, $9, whatever it is that we're charging. We're not trying to spam people or like take people's money. What we are trying to do is show them what we have to offer and just give them and load them with tons and tons and tons of value. Like stuff that they really should be paying for anyways, because there's just so much value there. So, it's just that really great way of building that relationship and, having some of your costs covered so that you can use it for additional advertising and bringing other traffic in. And it can kind of slowly build from there, right? So, if you start off with something that's tiny in this $7 offer, and you sell a couple of those per day, you're able to use that money then and for additional traffic ideas. And then you start bringing in a little bit more, and then you can use that money for additional traffic ideas and so on down the line. And this just builds this huge community of people that get to see all the value that you have to offer and get all this value and content from you, right? So, and you can nurture that relationship over time. So you can send them emails and send them information and stay in touch with them and give them tips and, send them recipes or, whatever it is that falls within your brand and what your audience wants to see. Maybe it's makeup. Maybe you're giving them makeup tutorials or makeup tips, how to apply. Maybe it's hair. You're giving them tips on how to maintain, moist hair throughout the dry winter, right? So whatever the niche may be in terms of where you're at, you get to provide them more and more value because that's the audience that you're serving, right? So you get to just tons and tons and tons of value. We get to serve that audience, and then we can ask for the sale down the line in regards to our network marketing company, the MLM that we're part of, right? So I hope that makes sense. And I've been doing paid prospecting in different ways for quite a while now, and it's working great. I mean, it's really awesome, and I'm absolutely loving the concept of how it works. And I'm in the process of diving into doing it a little bit more with my network marketing and building that side of things with the opportunity. So for those that want to join me with the opportunity and want to get the education from me on how to build their business the way I have built my business, like using these concepts of paid prospecting, using marketing, using Facebook ads, using Pinterest, like all of these different ways that I've marketed my business so that I'm not spamming my friends and family. For those that want to have that information from me and they join my team, they get that information. So I'm kind of in the process of adjusting and doing more of the paid prospecting on that side of things. But I can tell you it works absolutely wonderful on the product side because I've been doing that for a while now. But anyways, I hope that helps your business, and I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful whatever holiday you celebrate. Hopefully you had a wonderful and safe New Year as well. And I'm going to continue to nurture myself so that hopefully next time I come on and talk to you guys, I will sound normal and you don't have to listen to my scratchiness anymore. So you guys have an amazing Monday. Make it an awesome, awesome day, and we'll chat soon.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and leave feedback. Do you have a question for the show? Head over to mompreneurlifestylesecrets.com and leave me a recorded message. I'll play it live and answer your question right on the show.